better than a racy Honda. Ready to go.
I would say, looking back, the best impression for me is the bike was solid. I was super excited and surprised how stable it was because it was the highest speed. Turns out, when I look back and I look at my Gaia, I had my phone on me, so I tracked all three of my rides, and my highest speed was 82 miles an hour. Now, granted, it was only for a second, but I was just excited that the bike was super stable. I mean, was it the steering damper? Was it the geometry? Was it, I don't know, but it just was. And it was plush. It makes my bike feel like a piece of junk, which I'm bummed about because good suspension is so impressive. And the motor was just linear and had everything I wanted. If I got into some silt and it was slowed me down, you just downshift and let that thing pull and get back into that top gear. And it was fast and faster than I wanted to go, and fun, really, really fun.
You mentioned downshifting. I noticed that when I downshifted, I think the bike settled better for me, because if I tried to ride in a higher gear and lug it, it felt slightly more unstable to me, and I think that has to do with the preload on the shock, because when you're in a lower gear and you're gassing it, it tends to squat a little bit more. And we had messed with the high-speed dampening for Bill. So Bill, we turned the high-speed dampening, we tightened it for you because you're 230 with all your gear on. I'm 184 and 185 with my gear on. And
I'm 180.
Yeah.
180, so I'm the same as you.
Probably about 185, and I think that extra turn on the
High speed.
on the high speed coming out another half turn after we turned it in for you probably wasn't enough for me, so I found myself leaving it in one gear low and revving it so it was torquing more rather than loping, right? And that, other than that, that's the only thing that I would have to add to what you said about the bike.
It was I mean, as I look back at the experience, and it was a great experience, the high point was the bike was just solid all day, consistent, and the speeds were, I mean, we do Idaho desert races, and we get into sixth gear on sand washes a lot, but to constant 50, 60 plus miles an hour, those mile tickets would go by like flashcards. The miles would go so fast, so that was exciting and surprising to me. That's a takeaway from a race like this, is how fast you're going and how fast you get to your next pit. Wow.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Way fun. What do you think, Bill?
Well, I got on after Mike. I got on at Top Gun and proceeded to do whatever it was, 80 miles, 90 miles, and bike, unbelievable. As we all said, you know, I'm the heaviest guy, so Johnny taught us to turn in that high speed a half. He told me to try a whole, but the half did pretty good. and the bike kind of lifted up for me and gave me everything. Not once did I worry about the stability and the suspension. In fact, I was in 3 oh shit moments. In the oh shit moments, I'm the one that cased the rim. I hit something and the bike deflected, but I kept the gas on and it straightened out. And I'm starting to be a true believer in great suspension can save your ass. And I know I had 3. I did push the forks down all the way to the end. I felt it hit one time when I hit. You know, we had the monsoon washouts, and you're going high speed down the road, and all you see is what went across there, and you see a 12-inch, 15-inch lip. And I was like, oh shit! Sometimes I hit it with the front, sometimes I lifted up the front wheel, hit it with the back. But every time I did it, I go, wow, bike just stayed right where it's supposed to stay. And I was amazed at that. I was amazed at how plush that suspension, progressive it was, even for me at my weight compared to you guys. And Mike, you and I talked about that when we were driving about, you know, we jump off our bikes. We get so used to our bikes that are set up for just us. And I'm a tall guy and I weigh a lot. So I do a lot of things to my bikes different than your bikes, but we get on a different bike and we have to get comfortable with it right away. And this thing was so easy to get comfortable with it. I never, other than you bending the brake pedal, I remember my foot going, man, how come that brake's so far out? Other than that, I never had to think about the bike. The bike did what the bike was supposed to do and more. And when we look back and we debrief on this thing, you know, that's pretty impressive.
I do have a couple thoughts, being a pit guy, about the bike.
Okay.
Great, let's hear it.
Never riding it, just pushing it a couple of times and helping to work on it when we're setting it up. From the pit perspective, we're really worried about tracking you guys and knowing exactly where you are. And the one thing that I noticed about the bike, this bike in particular, was the GPS unit was large. And I thought, well, in any other bike, you don't have a lot of room behind the mast. And this bike is set up so that if you not want to put a lot of nice controls or GPS unit, or in this case for Best in the Desert, their large GPS tracker, this bike has a nice area where you can make that bracket like Johnny had. It bolts right on. The mount is right there on the triple clamp. And that was really important. So I thought that was great on the bike.
Okay, so what do we got going on here?
We're taking this off to mount is this the GPS unit?
Don't lose stuff.
It's my job to drop the equipment.
You're doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, I'm good at it.
I'm gonna put this bolt in my pocket.
Yes,
there
it's probably a good idea.
Here's
Yeah.
I'll take the other
give it
bolt
to me.
Did you buy this new, or
No, this is
Did they give this
hold
to
that
you?
little mount up, dude. That mount is
no? Where did this
This
mount
truck
come
is not
from?
moving.
that's what I'm saying. It is. Hold it up. I want to show it because that is a factory one-off prototype factory Honda GPS mount that Johnny has loaned us.
Yeah, the washers.
But we couldn't find that washer.
Oh,
So I had to go buy one this morning.
I was gonna say, how come the washers are different?
I don't think we're gonna need those bolts or those nuts. These are threaded.
Or they're threaded? Oh,
Yeah, those are threaded on the
Okay.
triple
But you
clamp.
might want to put the nut on the other side anyway, just for safety.
If it comes all the way through, I bought blue Loctite, so we have blue Loctite
Yeah.
also.
Because we don't want it falling off.
Yeah.
The airbox setup was perfect. How Mike's set up to pull the filter cover.
The filter skin.
The filter skin. It was perfect. So there's a couple little features for guys that are racing or even just play riding. The bike has some fit and finish aspects to it that, from my perspective, are really nice.
When did we pull the filter skin?
I pulled it.
It was around race mile 400.
400.
Was it around 400?
Yeah.
We went
And
that
did you
far.
pull it all the way out, right?
Yeah, that puppy just went
Yeah.
right
Mike-
out the
Mike
back.
made
I
it
wish I
way-
would have saved it.
It was in my truck.
I threw it in
Oh,
somebody's truck.
It was in my truck.
Got some moto guys back in the mix. Welcome, boys, to the finish line of the 2026 Vegas to Reno. How was that?
It was fantastic. We had a great time. We had a great
Smile say it all.
Yeah. We're probably the oldest team out here. I'm 69 years old. He's 68 years old, and we just ran 505 miles across the desert.